Hi my dear friends, how are you? I'm Vikas from Vikas Driving School. In this video, I'm going to discuss 30 myths about the driving test. Lots of students, they're going in their driving test and they fail their driving test, and when they go in their driving test, they just go with fear and stress. I feel very bad for them. So passing a driving test should be not stressful, should be very easy. So in this video, I will try to cover all the points where the student they have a confusion about the driving test. So please guys, watch this video till the end, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel, because I am going to add more value, more tips and tricks to pass your driving test in a first go. The first myth student they have, the tester want to fail their driving test. The tester, they don't want to fail anyone test, they don't want to fail anyone, they want to pass everyone if they're going to drive safely, and if they have very good skill of the driving, and if they know about the road law, rule and regulation. So they're going to pass if they're going to say, if they're going to see you have a very good skill in their driving. The second myth student they have, should I give driving test in my car or the instructor car? Look, it's not going to affect you anything if you're going to give your driving test in your car or the instructor car, as long as if you have a very good skill of the driving and you know about the road law, rule and regulation, so you can pass your driving test with confidence. The third myth student they have, if I will do any mistake, the examiner is going to fail my driving test. The examiner is not going to fail your driving test if you're going to do one mistake. Like in the driving test, two major mistakes are allowed, and the small minor mistake like 10 to 15s are allowed. So but if you're going to create any emergency situation, any dangerful situation, then it's going to be immediate termination. Straight away they're going to stop your driving test. And the fourth myth student they have, if I will not able to do reverse parallel parking properly, I'm going to fail my driving test. No, my dear friend, if you're not able to do reverse parallel parking properly, they're not going to fail your driving test. Even it's one critical error, still you can pass your driving test. Reverse parallel parking, if you're not able to do in a first attempt, you can first of all you can go forward, backward, and you can manage again and again. And if you're still not able to do it, you can go close to the car again and you can try again. So reverse parallel parking is not immediate termination. And the fifth point student they have, they're going to say park between two cars. The examiner is going to say between two. Examiner is not going to say to you between two cars. The examiner is only going to say to you behind one car. And you can, when you're going to do reverse parallel parking, you can go 7-meter park. You don't need to park too close to the car. So you can go 7-meter car and you can manage and then you can park. And the sixth myth student they have, if I will drive slow, I can pass my driving test. If you're going to drive slow, if you first of all you need to drive your car according to the situation, according to the road condition. But if the road condition is very good and the situation is very good and there is no traffic at all on the road, then if you're going to drive slow in that situation, then they can fail you, because you're distracting other road users and you just driving very slow. So make sure, if the traffic condition is not good, then you can drive slow. If the traffic condition is very good, then start to follow the speed limit. And the seventh myth student they have, if I will increase my speed limit, they're going to fail me. If you're going to increase your speed limit like 1 point higher or 2, 3 or 4 point higher, they're not going to fail you, as long as you're going to control your speed limit within 5 seconds. If you're going to control your speed limit within 5 seconds, then still you can pass your driving test. As you know, it's very hard to control the speed limit, as very hard to drive on in the same speed, because sometimes speed will go up and sometimes speed will go down. So always in the driving test, drive 5 less. And the eighth myth student they have, I need to drive car perfectly. Student they think I need to passing a driving test, I need to drive my car perfectly. I don't need to do any mistakes. So my dear friend, in the driving test, even if you will do mistake, still you can pass your driving test. Make sure don't rush, don't panic anything. Even sometime the examiner, they don't notice the mistakes, but if you're going to take panic, then you can do a mistake after the mistake. And the ninth myth student they have, I need to hold my steering wheel properly. Sometime the student they think there is something special to hold the steering wheel, like a positioning. I need to hold my steering wheel 10 to 2 o'clock or 9 to 3 o'clock. Doesn't matter where you're going to keep your hand on the steering wheel. You can keep little bit up, you can keep in middle or down. They're not going to mind anything. Or there is a couple of method to move your steering wheel, like a push and pull or hand over hand. You can use any method as long as you're driving safely. And the 10th myth student they have, if I will miss any instruction, I will fail my driving test. Suppose for example, when the examiner they say to student turn left, by mistake they take a right or they miss that turning left. So that time the students start to take a panic. Oh my god, I missed the left turn. So if you're going to miss, and because it's a driving test, it's not a navigation test. If you're going to miss any instruction, they're not going to fail you, because it's a driving test, it's not a navigation test. So make sure they're going to redirect you again, same like a Google map. And the 11th myth student they have is driving instructor want to give more lesson to me. So my dear friend, if you approaching to any driving school or any instructor, they don't want to give you more lesson. They want to teach you, they want to train you, they want to help you to pass your driving test. Because some student they need more lesson, some student they need a less lesson. So they need to train you well. So as we know, we need to spend our money on the education, because the driving is a skill. So even if you're going to spend a little bit extra money, so you're going to get lifetime skill, and you're going to very good in the driving. You're going to drive safe for your family. Your kids going to learn from you. So if any instructor giving you and suggesting you some lesson, so they don't want to give you more lesson. They want to help you to pass your driving test. And the 12th myth student they have, if I will book my driving test in a school time or Friday, so there is a very less chance to pass my driving test. If you're going to book your driving test in a school time or on the Friday, my dear friend, if you have a very good skill in the driving, so that is not going to affect you to pass your driving test. Still you can pass your driving test as long as you have a very good skill in the driving. Traffic has also the positive point, because if there going to be traffic, lots of students they fail their driving test in overspeeding. So you're not going to fail your driving test in overspeeding. So, and the 13th myth student they have, if there will be too much traffic, they're not going to say to me too many tasks. Some students they think it's better to book the driving test in the busier time, like on the Friday or in the school time. So when the test is going to be in the school time or the busier time, so the examiner is not going to ask me too many tasks, so I can pass my driving test easily. So my dear friend, the examiner is going to, they have the special route. They're going to pick any route and they're going to take you on that route. Doesn't matter how long it's going to take. Sometime it take 30 minutes, sometime 35 minutes, sometime 20. If no traffic, it's take around 20 minutes or 25 minutes. So the traffic is not going to affect you about the driving test. So they're going to take you on the special route, which one they pick it from the Vic Road. And the next myth student they have, like a 14th myth, if I will go through the yellow light, they will fail my driving test. If you will go the yellow light, they're not going to fail your driving test. If you have a time to stop, you can stop. If you don't have a time to stop, you can cross the yellow light, and it's not going to affect you to fail or pass your driving test. And The 15 minute student, they have just they think they need to take just 1 or 2 lessons just before the driving test. So if you're going to take just 1 or 2 lessons before the driving test, it's going to very hard for you to prepare your driving test, because driving test think like other exam as well. Like before you study well, and then you give some exam like practical exam, and then you go for the final exam. Same thing, my dear friend, before driving test you need to start practicing like 1 or 2 or 5-6 months before to pass your driving test. And the 16th student, they have testing booking fees will cover all the booking. When they book their driving test, student, they think I already paid for my driving test, so I don't need to pay any fees, anything. So my dear friend, so like a booking fees is different, and if you're going to choose an instructor, they're going to charge you lesson fees. And if you're going to book them for a driving test, like their car for the driving test, that is going to be separate fees. And when you go for your driving test and when you pass your driving test, they're going to be separate fees. So they like different fees they have. And 17th myth student, they have the tester don't like me and they want to fail me. It's not like that, my dear friends. The tester, they don't want to fail anyone. They don't mind which religion, which culture you belong from. They only going to check your driving skill. If you are very good in driving, you can pass your driving test in a first go. And the next myth student, they have the 18th myth. I can't pass my driving test if I'm going to use my car. So my dear friend, if you're going to use your car or the instructor car, you can pass your driving test. It's not going to affect anything. You can choose any car. And the 19th myth student, they think they're going to take me on the freeway. My dear friend, they're not going to take you on the freeway. The maximum speed limit is going to be 80. Most of the time speed limit is 70, but sometime some weak road like a testing route, they have the speed limit 80, so they can take you on the 80. And most of the test is going to be 60, 50, 40, so they're not going to take you on the freeway. And the 20 myth student, they have take the first gap. They think they need to choose the first safe gap available. So my dear friend, if you don't feel this safe, you don't need to choose the first gap. You can go when you feel safe. So then it's not going to affect you anything to pass your driving test. And the 20 myth student, they have Vic Road will provide the car for the driving test. The Vic Road will not provide you the car for the driving test. You need to choose the car for the driving test. You can choose your car or you can choose any instructor car to give your driving test. And the 22 myth student, they have, if I will remember the test route, I can pass my driving test. Before the driving test, I seen so many students, they start to practicing on the testing route. They think only they're going to take me only this special route, and I will remember this route and I will pass my driving test. So my dear friend, they have like around 15 to 14 testing routes. So they can choose any route. They can take you any route. So for passing the driving test, you need to practice. Practice is going to make you perfect, and the practice is going to help you to pass your driving test in a first go. And the 23rd myth student, they have, my instructor have very good relationship with examiner, with the tester. My dear friend, the tester and examiner, they are human being. They talk to nicely to everyone, so it doesn't going to affect you. And no instructor have very good relationship with the examiner. So it's only your driving skill is going to help you to pass your driving test. Your practice is going to help you to pass your driving test. And the 24 myth student, they have, I need to rush and drive quickly to pass my driving test. Some students, they think if I'm going to drive quickly, they do rush whatever they do, when they turn left, when they turn right. So passing a driving test, so I need to rush and I need to drive quickly. Make sure my driving test, make sure, my dear friend, don't rush anything. Just take your time, especially whenever you're turning left, right, do 3-point turn. Take your time. Sometime if you will miss something, so you can recall thing, and the examiner is going to feel relaxed. Sometimes students, they feel rush, they get little stress and a little confused. So make sure in the driving test, don't rush anything. And 25th myth, student, they consider age to fail and pass the driving test. They're not going to consider the age. Some student, they think if this somebody is around 30 or 35, there is going to be very high chance to pass my driving. It doesn't matter which age you are 20 or 25 or 30. It's not going to affect you anything about the driving test. And the 26th myth, student, if I will ask instruction again, they will fail my driving test and they're going to give me less point. If you're going to ask the instruction again from the examiner, they're not going to say to you anything. They're going to repeat to you very nicely, very softly, and sometimes if you're not going to understand, they're going to say to you very easy way, so you can understand them. So make sure, if you don't understand anything, ask again, don't hesitate. And if you don't ask immediately. Some students, they ask very late when they about to turn. By the time that is going to be too late. And if you're going to correct it immediately, because you're not going to, the people, they don't look mirror, they don't give indicator, and they do immediately. Make sure, don't do immediately. If you by mistake, if with your understanding, if you took a right or left line, just follow that line, so they're going to redirect you again. And I need to check my mirror after 5 seconds. So some students, they don't have a habit of the checking the mirror, so they're just looking the mirror, they're just pretending I'm looking the mirror. So center mirror only you need to check it whenever you're pressing the brake. So mirror, because when you're going to press your brake, so you can see the backside traffic, how fast they're coming, how quick they're coming, and how much gap you have and the backside car have, so you can stop your car according to that. And the 28th myth, student, I need to follow the speed limit. Like if the speed limit is 60, they drive this straight way, they drive on 60. So make sure, my dear friend, if the speed limit is 60 or 70, 80, always drive 5 or 7 less. Don't follow the exact speed limit, because if you're going to follow the exact speed limit, they're going to be very high chance to fail your driving test. And 29th myth, student, I need to wear very nice and fancy clothes to pass my driving test. It's not like that, my dear friend. To passing your driving test, just go casually, wear casually clothes, and just keep smile on your face. So just be casual, so it's not going to affect you if you're going to wear any fancy or very nice dresses. So, and the 30th myth, student, I failed my driving test like last time, so this time they're going to check me more. They're not going to check you more, even they don't know did you give your driving test last time or not. So they're going to treat you like a first time. So these are the 30th myth about the driving test. If you still have any question, any doubt, any confusion about the driving test, so please guys, leave a comment in the comment section and I will reply you as soon as possible. And please just write a comment what you learn from this video, what new information you get to help you to pass your driving test. So please guys, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel, because I'm going to add more value, more tips and tricks to pass your driving test in a first go. So bye for now, see you soon.